Hello, Connective. Welcome back. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Like, share, and subscribe without smashing anything. Let's get into this energy. This is a collective reading for Virgo. Virgo, let's see what's going on today for you. These are actually shuffled. Let's just get them out. Let's just see what's going on for the energy cards for Virgo. Oh, I don't know what that was, but it looked good. Oh, I'm going to find out in a second. Yeah, that doesn't look good. I mean, I guess a little bit, sort of, but not really. I mean, we have balance on the table, so there's that, right? What is that card? I can't see. Let me do a couple more passes, see if we can get something other than deceit, right? Deck. Let's see. All right. I don't remember who got deceit last time. But it's come out. Deceit has come out. It's come out. What are you doing? What is the deceit? Are we going to find out? Ooh. Oh, wow. Virgo. Virgo, you have deceit, but I don't know. I'm like not scared. let me do one more. One more pass. What is going on here with these cards? All right, almost to the end. All right, let's see what's going on. What's this one I wanted to see? Oh. Okay. What's this? Oh, I didn't see that. All right. Fifth chakra, Archangel Gabriel. We got our throat chakra on the table. Okay, so with our deceit card, our happy little friend here, I'm pretty sure the action card goes with it. So we're going to put that there. This one and this one. Okay, so we have yin yang, so we have balance. Sometimes it shows up as like a balance of like masculine and feminine energy. Actually, I think we're going to put it up here. But I'm not picking that up as that. I'm picking it up as actual balance. And then we have anxiety. So we're going to put that over here with our deceit. And then doors. All right, so we have strategy. So that's going to go up here. And then we have, okay, so the door to spirit was the one that I saw that came out first. So door to spirit, somebody's awakening. This is looking very similar to Taurus. We have the door to romance. So another door. And then we have the magician in the mirror, empaths. All right, they were light workers, but you could be both. So keep that in mind. Let's get Alice's take on this. I get the yin yang and the deceit and the anxiety and the action and these guys over here, but I'm wondering what that strategy is all about. I don't get the deceit. I don't know what the deceit is yet, but I know it's causing you anxiety. I know that there's imbalance, so this isn't you bringing it. This is somewhere else. This action card is telling me that you're going to have to like figure it out and then get rid of it pretty much. Move away from it is what I'm seeing on the table right now. And strategy, you might need a plan, but I feel like it's bigger than that. I feel like it's not just about taking action to get away from somebody, and it's not just a plan. So we'll see if we can figure out what that is. That was clumsy. We're going to put those back. All right. Let's see. Alice, want to help us out here with Virgo's reading on these very interesting cards that are on the table together? Wants to talk. Else maybe want to talk too much. What's up? All right. I think I know what that card was. We're going to take a look at it. No, we're going to go through this one more time just to make sure. All right. Anything else to say for Virgo here? Is there anything going on? All right. We have 4. What did I see? Oh! What I thought I saw. You are on clock time. And that is probably where the strategy comes in, because a lot of times we when there's a timetable involved. I mean, I'm kind of getting hurry up. Let me see here. So I got strategy and set your course on the table. I'm just going to put those together. Well, let's talk about manage to be glad. That's usually an ending. I mean, we have deceit. We have mistake. We have covering up mistake, painting the roses red. It's one of my favorite cards. Painting the roses red, painting the roses red. I know what that was last time. That was us perpetuating somebody else's like programming, telling us something that they want us to believe, and then when they're gone, or you know, when they're not doing it, us doing it to ourselves, we're covering up their mistake. They're talking and they're wrong, and then we go ahead and we perpetuate that. We keep playing that recording in our head. Okay, these look like they're good to go. We keep playing that recording in our heads, and so we're covering up their mistake. That's how it came out last time. Let's see what's going on. Again, very possible with deceit on the table and anxiety. We have action. So this clock time is hurry up time. It's not wait time. You need something before you can move forward. It's not just balance, but balance is part of it. You might need to take care of yourself because we got empath on the table and we got door to spirit on the table. Oh, you might need to actually stick up for yourself because we got the throat chakra on the table. Or maybe just stating your like, I'm like looking at the strategy card, like I was going to say like sovereignty, but it's more than sovereignty. It's like, I'm getting out of this and I'm not taking you with me kind of thing. Because you are going to take too long to figure out what it is that's going on. Let's see what's down here. So we have, oh my God, why did this card flip back over? What is this? New moon in Aquarius, open up to change. We just got this. Taurus just got this. This is looking a little bit like that. But, so we have managed to be glad. Open up to change. Okay, we're just going to put that there for now. What else do we have? New moon in Virgo. Trust all will be well. Yeah, with this anxiety card here. Full moon in Taurus. Detoxify. So, might be an Aquarius. Might be a Virgo. You showing up in your own reading. Detoxifying. Let's just put that over here with this guy. What else do we have? Full moon in Leo. Might be a Leo involved. Go wild. And Gemini, embrace the flow of life. All right, so now I just want our blind spot. What's our blind spot? What's going on? Oh, you know what? Let's see this real quick. Yeah. We're hoarding a blind spot in the book. Okay. Yeah, these are shuffled too, actually. Let's just get one. Virgo's reading. Oh my gosh. What is that? Oh, looks familiar. I don't think it's the card I think it is. It looks a little bit like it, but not 100%. Let's see. What do we got here? What's our blind spot? It is that card. Oh. Yes. Because I saw it and I said, when I first saw it in the other reading, I said, oh, it looks like something you'd find in a garden. And then the card is self-harm. And I said, well, I don't know what garden that is. Self-harm. Okay, so when self-harm came out last time, it was almost the same kind of thing. Because it was not coming out as like a physical thing. It was coming out as like an emotional thing of perpetuating somebody else's BS. We have the throat chakra, so somebody was talking. And we are an empath, so we're probably irritating somebody with, I was going to say ourselves. Sorry, Virgo. You know, this guy, so we have deceit, and then what was the other one that was coming up before? Not jealousy. I don't know why jealousy is stuck in my head. This guy looks more sinister. And because I almost take it like it's like a malicious thing, maybe we should just go through it. Well, let's start with who you are. First of all, you're an empath. If you don't know you're an empath, you're an empath. If you do know you're an empath, you may not know what goes along with being an empath because you're still messing around with this guy, okay? So a lot of times we think, I was going to say we can fix somebody. That's not where I was trying to go with this, but it could be. That could be something that's on your mind, okay? And yes, that would be a problem because a lot of times the person, it's not a flaw. The person is choosing to be that way. Right? So it's not like, oh, they don't understand. Let me help them, you know, figure out what's going on. They don't want to figure it out. Part of it is that they are causing the chaos. I mean, right now he's the chaos. Part of it is they're causing the chaos on purpose. This is kind of why you're on clock time too. The universe is like, look, don't mess around with this anymore. You have 2 doors on the table, one of which is the door to spirit, which means you're not waking up, you're awake. In fact, you're pretty much like where Taurus was, where you're needing to level up and you've got this crap on the side that you need to let go of. And I don't like to refer to people as crap. I'm not talking about the person, I'm talking about the deceit, right? You also have this door to romance, another door that you're not allowed to walk through. If you're not allowed to walk through the door to romance with him. They don't go together. They're 2 totally different vibrations, right? I mean, take a look at that for just a second if you can see that. We'll even wait for like the light to change, right? Right? Well, I want to go through this door to romance, but I want to do it with him. No, you don't. No, you don't. You think you do because somebody's shown you some kindness, in, you know, in the past, or, you know, whatever it is that we hang on to. We don't see the toxicity, right? We don't realize that it's toxic. And to be honest, I think this and Painting the Roses Red might have come out together because it was like basically that person. See, I don't take this in this reading as this person is like, that reading was like that person was, the main theme that I was getting from it was that person was being like lied to about themselves. So someone was trying to convince that person, the person who's reading this was, that they were a certain way. And then when that person was either out of their life or, you know, pretty much out of their life, I would say, then it was like we kept playing the recording. We kept pushing play. We kept pushing play, right? This person is not talking anymore. They're gone. And we're still like, we're painting the roses red. We're painting the roses red, right? We might even like just like go wild while we're doing it. There might be several recordings about, oh, tired of this one, let me push play on this, right? Where we're going through this whole thing that this person concocted. They did not bring balance when they were doing this, but they did have a strategy on how to brainwash you into whatever it was that they were telling you or doing. A lot of times it's a plan. It's either something they've done over and over again. That's why they look so skilled at it. It's like, you'll hear stories sometimes of like their ex, right? But when they tell you about their ex, they say, well, it's her fault. I didn't do anything. It was me. I didn't have any control, right? So you think, oh, this poor person, right? And you find out that later on when they ended the relationship with you, however they did it the exact same way that they did it with the other person. They have a pattern. It's practice. That's why when it comes in there, it's so smooth. You go, wow, how'd that person do that? Because they've done it before. You think it's a one-off. So you're like, oh, let me try to like, right? Because you can see where it's going. And you're like, well, I don't want it to end, right? I didn't want for this to end. Like, I know this person brought this, but it's not that bad, right? Embrace the flow of life. Things do end, you know. I mean, that's obvious, but you know, there's also like entropy, right? If I buy something and I don't take care of it, eventually it may not work for me anymore, right? It may not actually physically even be there for me, right? Like think about like a house that's built in the middle of the desert, and then you come like 100 years later and it's a shell because nobody lives there. Well, somebody was supposed to, you know, when it got the hole, patch the hole and, you know, sweep the sand out so it didn't like overtake the whole thing, and, you know, fix the roof when it needed to be. And now it's just a slab with some stairs, right? Because somebody didn't take care of it. You know, Virgo, I hate to refer to you as a slab with some stairs because you're not, right? But sometimes it's very painful for us to see how others look at us, to the point where we either won't accept it because it can't be, that's not right. That person, they treated me this way, but they don't really feel this way about me. They just don't know how to act, right? Yes, they do. They know exactly, if they wanted to keep you, they would have acted a different way. It's that thing like when they have you in the beginning and they know how to act to keep you, like until they can trap you kind of thing. They know how to act, right? That motherfucker deserves an Academy Award, right? Like they know how to act. They know what to say. They know what to do. They've even paid attention to you enough to know what you want out of life, right? I will give you everything, right? But then when you give them a chance, they don't do any of it. Knew exactly what to say. Just get out of it. If you're out of it, be glad that you're out of it. This person is conniving. There will never be balance, because even when there is balance, this person's going to bring chaos, because that's how they operate. Are you doing too well? Are you like moving ahead in life? Are you taking things for how they are? Are you detoxifying? Are you detoxifying? Because I have some more poison in my closet I can give you. Right? And it's not even like, oops, you got into my closet, you got the poison. Nope. They gave it to you. And it might have been to cover up their own mistake, or you might have been taking the poison after they left to cover up their mistake. But either way, this is happening. The deceit, you're either perpetuating it in some way. Usually it's something that's said, because that's so much easier and so much like more lethal. Like it's secret, like it can hide easy because it's something that you can say. It's not like a physical thing, right? It's not like this person cheated on me and now they're gone. Because even if you don't want to believe that they cheated on you, they're still gone. So there's the reminder of that thing that happened, right? But when you say something, it kind of goes into the air, right? God, I had the same conversation, sort of. This is a totally different conversation. But with Taurus, we were talking about seeing energy. I'm just going to tell you right now, when you say something, it's not, it's gone, right? It knows it's a thought. And it moves around and it changes location, floats through the house with your intent. That's why you're not supposed to speak ill of others or yourself. Yeah. Putting yourself in situations. It's so hot in here. Putting yourself in situations that you don't want to be in. And then like when you feel a certain way about it, like still having to feel that way about it because you're still dealing with it, because you're still doing it, or you're still living it because you haven't gotten away with it from it yet. Manage to be glad, right? It could be a little bit that you do need to like, kind of like, hey, stop doing that. It could be, person could be around, you could be like, yeah, the next time I'm just going to tell them straight up. You know, because this could be a family member. This might not be a romantic relationship, although we do have door to romance on the table. So it could be multiple people if that is the case and you identify with this. Again, as an empath, that's kind of harsh. Like it's hard to deal with because you allow yourself to feel what you need to feel as an empath to go through this. But guess what? This other person, I mean, what does it look like he's feeling? What does he have? Where's I don't even know what he has. What is that? He's got something in his hands. He's got something in his hands. He's got a plan. He's been doing this. You need to trust that all will be well. Because if you're this guy, you're protected, right? You're protected. You still have this door to spirit here. You've already walked through this door. I mean, you might be waking up. I don't think so. I think you're already awake. I think you already know. I think you either already know you're an empath or you already know something's up. You just don't know what it is. But awake enough to know that this is what you're going to, and this is not it. And even if you were given something else that wasn't like what you really thought like a relationship was, you know that what you got wasn't this, right? We don't even really have to know. We just have to like let go of a little bit of BS, you know, stop painting the roses red to realize. And it's like, I feel like the last time you got this card, like, you know, last time I watched Alice in Wonderland, and I saw that part, because I watched it as a kid, but then, you know, you kind of forget about the little things, you know, you kind of think about the thing as a whole a certain way. But then when you look at it and you like kind of pick it apart, and you know, when they were painting the roses red, I think it's even on this card. Okay, so most of the roses are white, but some of the roses around her are red. But in the movie, they have like, they're in such a hurry because the queen is coming, and they accidentally planted white roses, but she wanted red roses. And so instead of like they say, fixing the mistake, they were going to paint the roses red so that when she came through, she saw what she wanted to see, right? But in the cartoon, they're so messy about it because they're in such a hurry that some of these roses are like half red, half white. They're just not even. And then my thought was, what'd they do? Wait for a whole bush to grow and then for flowers to bloom? They knew those flowers were white before they even opened up, right? Now all of a sudden we were supposed to paint them? Like, when could you have fixed this mistake, right? Like, I'm always thinking this, like, when could you have fixed this mistake? These bushes are like full grown. Forget about the fact that we made the mistake to begin with, right? Totally gave her something she didn't want. And then we just were like, hey, you know what? We're just going to do this. We're just kind of hoping you don't notice. You get a little crazy with it, right? If you do notice, we'll just act like it's not happening. I'm sorry, Virgo. I don't mean to laugh. But sometimes when I talk about some of the stuff that some of these characters do, it does seem quite silly. I was going to say rather silly. Like, it's like channeling like Alice in Wonderland. Like, it does seem like, why would you go through all this? Why would you go through all of this if you don't really care about me or a relationship with me? Why would you devise a whole plan to deceive me, right? Like, why wouldn't you just walk away, right? We just said the same thing to Taurus. The name of Taurus's video is going to be, if you don't care, why do you care? Right? Like, literally, if you don't care about me, then why do you care? Right? To the point where we have to cover up mistakes. And I'm still headed over here. I'm still headed to the door to spirit. I might have gone through it, but you know, there's stages to this. There might be a couple more times that I need to go through it, right? So, and then I'm also waiting for the door to romance because it's certainly not here, right? And usually this action card is like walking like towards it, but I don't think you're walking towards the door to romance. I think you're walking away from the deceit because you still have to get over like painting the roses red, right? You still have to embrace the flow of life. You still have to detoxify. And you still have to manage to be glad because we're still hanging on to this ridiculous opening up to change. Why do I have to leave this? I was going to try to do some stuff. And it's like, you don't have time for that. This person isn't anywhere near where you are. Even if you're on the very like floor of being an empath, you're just learning. This person is not where you are. They won't be. Their heart is not pure like yours. It's not. And, you know, even if it is pure, it's not pure. It's not. It's not. Sometimes they try to tell us, what do you mean? I'm not like that. I'm not doing anything. I'm like, I just, you know, sometimes I make mistakes, but I'm not doing it on purpose. You trip, spill the paint on those roses, or like, what happened there? Right? So, yeah, this is telling you, like, if they're going to have a strategy, you have a strategy too. A lot of times I say when I'm dealing with people, like, well, I would say, like, when everybody's dealing with everybody, like, if there's something that somebody blindsides you with, let's say that they call you, I always like to use this example, like asking for money. Because with asking for money, the outcome could be different. They could ask for money and get it and not pay it back, or they can ask for money and pay it back, but maybe the terms are not what you want. Maybe they didn't pay it back when they said they would, or maybe when they couldn't pay it back, they didn't communicate. Something about it causes you to be uncomfortable with the exchange, but yet you keep they keep coming back. So at some point you have to say, all right, you know what? The next time this person calls me, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm going to say this. I'm going to do this, and then do it. And it doesn't have to be like a lie or an excuse of, well, I really don't have it. You can say, yeah, I have it, and I'm not giving it to you. And then guess what? That stops the prompting of the phone calls from these people, right? Last time I called, they said no. Like, I might call again. They might say no. I might call again. They might say no, especially if I have, like, no shame. But eventually, if I want to get my money that I need, because I, always need money, I'm going to stop calling that dead faucet. I'm going to find some other faucets, right? Now, let me stop calling this person. They're not giving it up. Yeah, because you're smarter than that. But you have to be able to, not when you're under the gun, when the phone's ringing, or you could just not pick up the phone. But in the cases where this person could show up at your house or whatever's going on, like, you need to have a strategy. You need to be like, you know what? When next time this deceit comes ringing my phone or comes knocking on my door, this is what I'm going to do. And then just do it. Just do it. You can drag it out if you want. You know, you can, you know, I say drag it out, but because the reason why I say drag it out is because it's going to happen anyway, right? It's going to do what it's going to do anyway. You hanging on to it is just prolonging it. This person is not interested in hanging on to it. They're busy doing other stuff, right? That has nothing to do with healing, with evolving, with love, with your feelings. This is just as important, guys. I know we always like to focus on this. Like, where's my door to romance? Where's my door to romance? Well, you know what? If you don't heal and you don't fix stuff, you can't walk through it. You can see it, but you can't walk through it. And we already talked about how you can't walk through it with him, right? So you have to figure out, how can I get through this door? Because I'm trying to move forward. How do I get through this door? Because I'm trying to move forward, right? Do I need to speak? Is there like a chakra I need to fix? Do I need to speak? Sometimes it's just as simple as, you know, hey, goodbye. Honestly, I mean, people always think they have to give people reasons and excuses for, like, breakups and stuff like that, and you don't. You don't need a reason. You want to give one because you think, like, oh, well, if I give them a good enough reason, they'll understand. No, they won't, because you're being manipulated. They're not going to understand one way or the other. That's why the whole worrying about it and trying to devise, like, a really clever strategy, no, just do it. Just go, you know what? I am really sorry. I am out of paint. And let it be that. Right? Where's that embrace the flow to life? Yeah. These two people on there? I didn't even see that at first. Again, like romance sitting under this moon. This full moon in Gemini. Right? You won't get to it if you're messing around with this. Your heart is going to be kind of like not here and not here. And it might even cloud what you're supposed to do with your voice. And it's going to hurt your feelings. It's going to make it harder to be an empath. It's going to make it harder to function until, like, to a point where you get, like, so toxic. And you might not even be, like, the toxic one. You might not even be the one that, like, you know, is like, you might not take that toxicity on and then perpetuate it, but you'll still have soaked it up enough like a sponge to where you have to do something to fix that. And you can't do it if you're in it, and you don't have a lot. You don't have forever. You don't have forever. Universe gets tired of us hanging around like in the same stupidity. We call it tower moments. If you don't end it, it'll get ended for you. A lot of times if you're on some kind of path, that path is going to keep moving forward. Where's that flow? Regardless of where you want to sit and try to figure out what you can try to fix before you go there. It's going to make it harder on you. Just manage to be glad if that person's gone. If that person's not gone, try to figure out how to get rid of them and then manage to be glad, because you need balance. And especially as an empath, you need balance. You're not going to be able to function like this long term. And you're not going to be able to walk through this door. And this door, you won't even see it. All right, Virgo, we need to pull some more cards to figure out if there's anything else we need to talk about with this. If this is your reading, meet us over at the extended. And if not, till we meet again.